Welcome to some more Iron Harvest, my friends. We're playing as Saxonia here, trying to beat the Polonian enemy. I think it's going to be a pretty tough fight, but we're going to give it our very best. Now, first things first is we need to start grabbing these fuel and iron points as quickly as possible, so I'm even sending my engineers over here to get there and start grabbing these points. Next thing I want to do is obviously get some buildings going, some barracks specifically, but we're not going to do that just yet. Right now, the most important thing is to start generating a little bit of an income. In fact, we could even grab some of these oil depots that are just kind of hanging around. I think they're going to be pretty helpful. There's one. We got the oil pump. Let's go over here. We're immediately going to just go ahead and grab that oil depot. And with these stormtroopers, I'll push for that iron mine. But I think pretty soon here we want to actually bring our engineers back home. Let's go ahead and retreat, and we will start building something. Welcome to Iron Harvest, my friends. It's time for the Polanians to pay for their transgressions and get the Kaiser his gold. So we're going to go ahead and jump out here and make that happen. First thing I want to do is try and grab these resource slots around my actual base, and at some point we'll move towards the Polanian units. Now, I am getting another conscript unit. It's actually not a conscript. It's a stormtrooper, I believe. And these stormtroopers can pretty much pick up any kind of weapon, flamethrowers, etc., with no issue. And also, they grab these points pretty quickly. Not to mention, they're fairly inexpensive at the start. So I'm immediately going to start just grabbing these points. We will pick up these small little oil caches as well. That's going to be a really easy way just to grab some territory. And also some resources. And I want to bring these engineers back pretty soon to start building stuff. In fact, I'm going to order the engineers back right now. Let's get them to start building immediately, and we're just going to continue forward with the Stormtrooper squads. Oh, I sent the Stormtroopers back. Shame on me. But you know what? Now that they're back, they might as well take this right here. We'll snag this with our engineers, and we'll retreat them back to base. It's a medic bag. This is if we want to change any of our Stormtrooper units into medics. Right now, it doesn't really interest me. I just want to try and grab these points. Now, you can see up here who essentially is winning in terms of victory points, VCs. We're definitely trying to get to the top there. All right, come on. Grab that victory point right there. Get our conscripts immediately. Just snag whatever we can. Let's see if we can get anything up and running, and we can indeed. It's a barracks. It's absolutely helpful. We can't necessarily get the mechs up yet, but this is a good start. This will give us at least a fighting chance.
Attention.
We could go ahead and get another unit of grenadiers, but I worry that we're putting too much into the not the grenadiers, the stormtroopers. I worry we're putting a little too much into them. Maybe we should focus our resources elsewhere. That's ours. Snag this immediately. Let's see how that barracks is coming along, and she's almost up. At that point, we'll get some grenadier support, or maybe even some flamethrower support. In fact, we're going to turn this unit into a unit of grenadiers.
Awaiting orders.
Now, just as a sort of stop step, I wish we had a machine gun, but we don't. I might send our units into that building, but for now, I just want to keep on pushing, keep on grabbing what we can in this area, especially that oil pump to the northwest of us.
We are always ready.
Okay, mech time, guys. We got the workshop. And this will allow us to actually build some mechs that should be able to help. Although we're going to need some more fuel, and we're going to need quite a bit more resources in general. So at this point, I'm really just going to try to grab everything the enemy has. They are not waiting over here. Good news for us. Although they are waiting over here by the iron mine. It's probably time to make contact. You know what? I'm going to take this opportunity. Try and make contact with the enemy. Oh, the Kaiser, indeed. Throw a grenade as well.
Enemy fire in the hole. Who needs a grenade? Take cover.
Got some too. Oh my goodness, the physics are beautiful there. Take this opportunity to go ahead and snag these points. All right, 1, 2.
Construction complete.
We'll try to get some support over here because in the northeast, a lot seems to be happening. But I want to actually wait for the Grimbart here. I don't think that other guy is going to be that helpful. So at this point, we'll take the objective points from the enemy and try and build a Grimbart. At the very least, we've got half the map, but I don't believe we have the important victory point locations. Man, I'm really tempted to get a flamethrower unit. After they're done with that, I'll bring them over here to grab these weapons crates. Actually, that's just a weapons crate.
This mine will serve the Empire well.
What
Alright,
does the
very
Kaiser
good.
require?
And I just
Understood.
now realized you can actually destroy these resource locations if you want.
Let's stay in
You
cover.
don't just have to take them.
To fuel the Empire. For then, mech shop.
There we go, guys. We finally have the Grimbart. It's a medium armored
Grimbart, on the
anti-infantry unit. Does very well against infantry. It's got a big,
We're
nasty
ready.
machine gun.
On the way.
And I think we're going to be able to use this quite effectively. But I am going to push on that objective
Grenades
point.
come out, no matter the
I wish we
problem.
were sending even more of our soldiers up there to fight the Polanian dogs.
Stormtrooper squad ready.
standing by.
Orders received.
Orders?
It'd be nice if we could also bring some troops in
Arming
addition to the
anti-mech
mech.
gunners.
So I'm going to bring some flamethrowers. And I might even push the engineers here just to get the, sort of get the initiative over the enemy. As you can see, they have the initiative right now. We want to put an end to that.
Tell us what to do. We are moving out.
Imperial gunners ready to
Hostile
serve.
forces near our location. Standing by.
Let's go. We're actually going to go right up this road. This is right in the middle between both of our points. We're essentially leaving that victory point for now. They are not making a push, and let's hope they continue
We're ready.
that.
We have secured more iron. Taking ground. Grenadiers ready. Incoming fire. Wait for
The
it.
enemy is attacking one of our structures.
Steady now. Yeah? What's the target? Repositioning.
Nice, very effective grenade throw there, and I'm actually going to retreat with the rest of these men right here, the stormtroopers, get them back to base and upgrade them, and we'll of course push forward into the rest of the enemy's territory here.
Acknowledged.
Alright, that mech is ready for use. I'd like to get something even heavier, but for that we might need to go for a base upgrade, or we could get the Isegrim. It's just a general purpose mech, pretty useful, and I think especially useful in this situation. Just to give us an additional edge in combat, I am also going to grab another unit of Grenadiers. Looks like they're pushing on the oil pump. It's time to send that mech forward. And you can see the momentum of battle is changing quite a bit here.
Go ahead.
These Grenadiers are going to have to get out of here for sure.
We are no use here.
Good attempt though, guys. And when they get back, what we want to do is immediately refresh the unit pool there.
Waffenbrüder joining the fight.
Form up.
What does the Empire require?
Alright. Let's head northeast with these guys, or we can of course try and assist our guys in this fight. But I think the mech should be able to deal with this. I certainly hope so. He is a beast.
Need armor?
Get another one of these anti-infantry mechs, the Grimbart.
Enemy over here. We are ready.
And there we go. Look at that. We've already got enemy pushing here.
Grenadiers
Finding some
I'm
resting.
going to try and get above them
Grenadiers
and
ready.
have the...
Understood.
It's not really above them. What am I talking about?
Grimbart taking
Enemy
shots.
Try to go
over
this
here
way.
to cover. Stormtroopers
Grab the
squad
oil
ready.
pump with the stormtroopers
For a mission.
and immediately start engaging the enemy here. General purpose mech, we can also provide assistance, but this thing is much more useful against other mechs.
Grenade out.
Well,
One enemy unit sighted. Oh, sure. We can make it.
we'll let our guy deal with it. I think he's got the situation under control.
secure and operational.
And of course, we just want to keep on taking the rest of the, well, pretty much any part of the map that hasn't already been taken by our men.
Grimbart ready. Isegrim under fire.
Alright, so Isegrim is ready to fight. We want to push this guy forward as well.
Target
The other mech. Isegrim is doing pretty well on his own.
We are ready. On the way. Consider it done. Grenadiers ready.
It's got a point behind us, another iron mine behind us. I'm going to go for that one.
Acknowledged.
It's okay if they have the ones near their base. I'm not concerned, as long as we keep that momentum in our favor, of course.
Grimbart ready.
This mech could also use some fixing, and if we send him back to base, he could actually be fixed by the engineer. With that, sure enough, an enemy mech to deal with, but we've also got some anti-mech units. Let's hope we can use them right now.
See an enemy unit. What does the Empire require?
Come on. One enemy mech, one Polanian mech going down for sure here, folks. Though I also feel like we should retreat. That is just beautiful. Keep them under fire. They've got quite a lot of guys there trying to defend the iron mine. And it looks like a few men approaching here trying to retake these areas. We can't let that happen. Saxonia über alles. We've got them all. Here we go, another one of the enemy mechs here. And this time I think they'll get us. I'm really tempted to retreat, but man, I also want to keep on fighting here. If we can keep firing at the back of this mech, we can pretty much kill him. The longer we keep our units out here, well, obviously, the more we're risking their lives. Let's engage those engineers. Surprised the enemy didn't take that anti-tank weapon right there. Anti-mech weapon would be pretty useful. And we can actually see, this is just a beautiful touch in the game, guys. Do you see the oil falling down from the mechs into the river? I mean, what an amazing touch to show the industrial devastation that would pretty much happen in a conflict like this. Just oil seeping into the rivers, destroying the landscape. It's quite a sobering sight, to say the least. Maybe another unit of flamethrower troops, because I think the momentum is absolutely on our side. But I don't know how long we can keep it up. What I've got to do, though, is try and get this mech back. So we're going to go ahead and retreat. And, of course, we can use one of our engineers to repair him quite a bit.
We're ready. Let's get going.
Another thing we can do if we want is put one of our units in these buildings. Probably would provide some pretty good support. But I think instead we'll try to save our mech from those rear armor hits that the Polanians are delivering.
Moving. We've found an enemy. Everyone get in.
I think this is actually really where our... The best thing we could do here is bring our flamethrower unit. He would be extremely useful. So I'm pushing my flamethrower forward with the Grenadiers. Of course, I'll try to get even more units. And at this point, you know what? Let me get some of those anti-mechs. The gunners. Quite useful just in case the enemy has any more mechs. And let's immediately start repairing this thing. Get to work. Get to work, engineers.
We're ready to hunt the enemy's armor.
Standing by.
Tell us what to do.
That might be
Try to bring this mech over here, but I think they'll attack us before that occurs. And sure enough, look at that. Yeah, they're attacking over here. This is where they're focusing almost all their units. So I'm sending our mechs to assist here. Let's go for it. Can't forget that we've also got a unit of Grenadiers. We could also pick up that anti-tank, and I'm almost thinking that that will be more useful. And again, look at that. They've got medics, etc. Grenadiers. No, maybe not. Here we go. Pushing forward, of course. Trying to do the most damage possible. Can we take this thing out right now? I'm not so sure. We might have to pull back. Get out of here, Grenadiers. Let's let our mech deal with this, because I don't need the rest of our men to suffer. But what I will try to do is actually get our flamethrowers in one of these buildings temporarily. For Saxonia. Sending this mech forward, and of course the anti-vehicle infantry as well. And right now, yeah, we don't have any more unit spaces unless we want to take more territory. This is a good time to just consolidate our wins and try and keep this going. Look at that! Truly mech-to-mech combat. At least so far, this is the only mech they've really gone for, nothing heavier, and I'm hoping that's going to work in our favor. Yes! Beautiful. Alright, let's get out of these buildings.
Stormtrooper squad ready.
And at this point, just shut the enemy down completely. We're at 75% victory points. I mean, we should be able to win this one. And this is the first skirmish battle I've ever done in this game. I have done, of course, some of the challenge battles, which are really, really fun. But skirmish here is cool, man. I can't wait until instead of AI, I get to actually face other players. As many of you know, multiplayer has not yet been added, but is planned. I just can't wait.
This oil in the Kaiser's name.
Waiting for a mission.
Might as well seal the deal here and just go ahead, grab that last iron mine, completely shut the enemy in here. I just love the fuel that has come off this battle in, of course, the oil fields here. It's been pretty terrible.
Underway.
Saxony
flamethrower
iron
unit.
secure.
We could try and respond to it, but I believe we
The
actually have the
enemy is
victory.
seizing strategic terrain.
Unless the enemy does something really crazy here, and they are going straight for one of our victory points. It's a pretty smart move, trying to sort of lessen the loss, I
Tell
guess.
us what to do. More grenadiers reporting.
Need armor?
We
And
are always
this early
ready.
on in the game, or this late in the game, I should say, I'm going to go ahead and even send the engineers out.
Oh,
Don't think it's a bad idea. I think we're so close to victory. Sending the engineers and just overwhelming the enemy might be the right course of action. Now, running directly into a flamethrower is not the right course of action. Rippa just learned that. Set this guy up over here. Now, for the Polanian units, I'm not sure about the Saxonian.
The enemy's on the verge
I'm
of
actually
defeat.
not
Crush
as
them.
well versed in these units as I am Polania. They have a unit similar to this, but he can actually bunker down or hunker down and turn into kind of a machine gun turret. I'd prefer that one to this one, but this is still a beast. The Grimbart, excuse me.
ready to do our duty. Moving to new location.
Grimbart ready.
Alright, let's, of course, respond to where the enemy is
Moving to another
attacking us, and that's going to be right here in front of their base. They have no chance. And just like a game of Company of Heroes, you can see, since they have no more resources left, they can't even purchase mechs, etc. We've shut them down completely. So we really took over the resources in the game and consequently beat the enemy down completely. So I will move forward. I'm going to start attacking their workshop. Why not? We might as well bring the fight to them. Plus, this is what the Kaiser would want. So let's go for it. Look at that. The engineers just have some, what looks like a Mauser pistol.
Armor awaiting orders.
Let's wrap
Ready
it
for
up.
orders. No, now is not a good time for that. Grimbart ready.
Victory, glory.
There
and
we
honor
go.
to the
Victory
Empire.
to the Kaiser, my friends. Victory to Saxonia. If you guys enjoyed those Iron Harvest videos and you want to see more, make sure to hit that like button and drop a comment down below. If you look into our playlist, we do have an Iron Harvest playlist, just in case there are other videos you'd like to see. Catch you on the next one, folks.